Hi everybody, so this is a quick little demonstration of what's expected from your particle system, both from a level 3 as well as a level 4 perspective. So from your level 3 perspective, you're supposed to have a total of 7 emitters that exist in your program. So there are 4 water emitters. We see 1, 2, 3, 4. A smoke emitter, which is the one right over here, on top of the platform, as well as the mouse emitter, and then an explosive emitter every time you click. So just to generally demonstrate what's going on here, if I hit number 1 right now, oops, that's not number 1, that's the explosive. I guess we can demonstrate that too. If I hit number 1, we see the particles flying out of there and they're bouncing off of the platforms and colliding with everything as well, and they flow down kind of like water. I can pause it at any time by hitting the 1 again. I can hit number 2. It's the same process, and this time they're spewing from the water emitter at the top. We have the one on the right-hand side, same idea, but it's not colliding until it hits all the way down on the ground. And then we have the one that's more like a fountain on the bottom right. And then finally we have the smoke emitter. You can see it kind of popping up and the wind blowing each of the little smoke particles, and it collides with the platform above it. Okay. And then as you can see, the mouse emitter basically tracks the mouse wherever it is and spews out particles which kind of fly out at a pretty low speed but eventually start falling down. They don't collide with anything. They just fall. In fact, none of the particles are required to collide with anything from the level 3 perspective. And then, of course, the last emitter we have is the explosive emitter. So when I click anywhere, it releases a bunch of particles that explode in every single direction, but the key is that it releases them all at once, whereas all the other emitters emit a certain number of particles over a period of time. And the water emitter, the smoke emitters, and the mouse emitter, those are all infinite emitters that are emitting forever. Of course, there can be emitters that actually have a limited amount of particles, and then when the particles are done, the emitter's done. An explosive emitter is kind of like that, except it explodes everything all at once. So, and you can get them going. Every time you click, it creates a brand new emitter on the spot, which is why I can plug the screen. I don't know what this looks like with the screen capture software. See how laggy it gets? I don't know. I'll have to watch the video afterwards. But either way, all of these particles have a lifespan to them. So that's your level 3 content in a nutshell. Your level 4 content requires you to do a few other things. The first thing it requires is for you to extend your current functionality and add some area particle emitters. So what we need to do is we need to know, or we need to be able to see them. So if I click, oops, wrong button. If I click the space key, you can see where my area emitters are. I have a rectangle emitter here. I have a circle emitter over here. And they're slightly transparent so you can see behind them. And I have this line emitter over here. Now the circle and the rectangle are what's required for a level 4, the circle and the rectangle. So if I start launching, if I hit the number 6, you can see that they're emitting from anywhere inside of that circle at random angles and velocities. I'll turn that one off. 7 does the same thing, but this time it's from the rectangle. And again, anywhere from inside that rectangle, as opposed to an emitter normally just emitting directly from its center point. So it creates a bit of a different effect. So that's the first thing. The second thing is collision detection. So you have to get all of your particles to collide, with the exception of the mouse particle, to collide with all the platforms. Okay. So, for example, if I turn on number 1 again, we see that it's colliding. They're launching out and it's colliding with this platform up at the top, and eventually they go rolling down over the edge and hit the other things, the other platforms, whatnot throughout. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is something creatively. Do something creative with either the emitters you have or add more emitters. Try to make it a little bit impressive. So for me, for example, I did this line emitter, and if I hit number 9, I think it's number 9. Oops, which one is it? 8. Oh, it's 8, sorry. So if I hit number 8, it launches these particles from this line in the direction of that normal vector, the perpendicular vector. And now I can rotate this thing, and you can see that they follow, and I can move it around. So that shows that I've actually understood where and how these particles operate. So that's my level 4 extra content that I decided to add. Now you can add whatever you want. It's completely up to you. I should mention the explosive emitter. Let me just turn these off. The explosive emitter, pop, 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 should explode when you click on anywhere except on a platform. So if I'm clicking inside of any of this area, it should not explode. But as soon as I click outside, it should work just fine. Now you can see that the collision detection is not perfect at all. That's because the collision detection that I asked you to do is a very limited form of collision detection. So that's pretty much the entire project in a nutshell. Hopefully you're having fun while you do it and you learned something on the process. That's it for now. Good luck and have fun.